on there, guys? We back with another one. And we got to talk about Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. Now, we're looking forward to the Kawhi Leonard Kevin Durant matchup for sure, but Russ and KD, man, seeing those guys play against one another in the playoffs, considering their history, is going to be special. And I like it because Russ has found his footing with the Clippers, so he's able to be very effective with this deep Clipper team. And with Paul George out, he took care of a lot of the ball handling responsibilities, but now Russell Westbrook, that's his job, and he's thriving in his role. And KD has found a great space for him with Chris Paul and Devin Booker, and he's coming back from injury. So, man, the storylines around this series and how special it has the potential to be is something I'm really looking forward to. Now, both of the players spoke to the media today leading up to facing one another in the playoffs, and they were asking Russell Westbrook some questions about playing Kevin Durant, how would it feel and all of that. And Russ clarified, what people think may still be lingering between he and KD. He said, there is no beef. He was very complimentary of the improvements he's made in his game over the years. And KD also had some nice compliments about Russ. Check out what they had to say.
Russ, have you seen Kevin's game grow since you guys were last together?
Just his ability, he's always been very efficient, but I think his ability to be, more efficient and still score the ball at a high rate. I mean, he's, probably one of the best scorers I've seen. Just can score at ease and he looks so effortlessly. And I think over the years he's figured out ways to score the basketball at a very, very high rate, and that's kind of what I've seen over the years.
What about him specifically as a help defender? I think they might use him more as a five sometimes. What have you seen from him as a kind of a help defender, rim protector?
I haven't watched much defensive clips of KD, more offensive clips. So, but I'm pretty sure if he's on the weak side, he is 7 feet. So you have to, be aware of him. But I'm not sure how much, there he has grown in the years past. But offensively, I've seen that for sure.
What's it going to be like for you to face him in a 7-game series?
Nothing. That would be normal for me. There's no I think people still think it's there's some beef or something. There's no beef of any sort. I think that's the good narrative for media, for people to talk about. But there's no beef, man. I got nothing but respect for him and things he's done with his career, and happy to see him back from injury. There's no beef at all, but he knows I'm going to compete, and I know he's going to compete, and that's all it is.
The time you played against Rusty was such a huge deal, of course, and now you guys have played against each other, I think, 11 times since. Has that died down, or is it still in that fierce mode?
I think Russ is competitive against any player he plays against. I don't think it was just specific to me. I think a lot of the fans and the people that were watching it was high intensity for them. It's a lot of. It was entertainment for them. So for us players, it's just another game. It's regularly scheduled programming. But Russ is that way. I played with him for so long. I watched him for so long. He was that way against everybody. So I don't expect anything different.
So as you all just heard, man, from these two stars, these two former teammates, man, made a finals appearance together. Did some great things together. Almost knocked off the Golden State Warriors together. Time can heal a lot of things, a lot of things that people hold on to or has them feeling some sort of way initially. As you progress with your life and the other person progress with their life, you can kind of appreciate the things you were able to do together and kind of take some of the outside noise and move it out the way and see what's real and what's fake. And I think what we're hearing from KD and Russ is exactly that. They seem to be, they're going to go out there and compete hard, but there's no beef. That's been a narrative that they probably squashed that a few years ago, to be honest with you, completely. And, it may even get competitive. Like some of the competitiveness from that time frame may come back up, when KD first joined the Warriors and everything. I know deep down inside Russ would be happy to knock KD out the playoffs and vice versa. But as far as it being because he left to go and play with Steph and them, I think that time period is over with. You know what I'm saying? So it was good to see them acknowledge each other's strong points. You know, Russ is competitive fervor. You got KD, one of the best scorers, easiest scorers that has ever graced the NBA floor. And it was nice to hear them say that about one another. Because at one point in time, like, think about it, it wasn't too long ago where we could legit see a scenario that Russell Westbrook ended up in Brooklyn for Kyrie Irving. You know, if Brooklyn was going to take on that expiring contract, you know, they could have traded Kyrie to the Lakers. Problem with that would have been, I don't think the Lakers get in if that happens. You know, I don't think that's what they needed, because you had AD and LeBron missing several games. So the depth of the Lakers is what kept them up in those times where LeBron will play and AD will be out or whatever, you know. Yeah, man, I think this is going to be a special series. I want to know who y'all got in this series. Man, I think the Clippers' depth is going to give them some problems. I think the Suns, they have KD, so, you know, they have a shot. You know, Devin Booker, I'm interested to see how he plays against the physical defenders of the Clippers, but you know, he can really light them up, and you know, he can beat you too. So you got him, you got CP3, although he's aging and it's more about facilitating with him at this point, he's still CP3. So, you know, don't be surprised if you look down at a couple of those games, he's got 25 points, 12 assists, you know, 8 rebounds and 4 steals, you know, so he can still do that to you too. So it's going to be interesting to see how Kawhi Leonard plays. It's going to be interesting to see if PG comes back. If PG comes back, that's a whole different problem for the Suns. How Ayton and Zubac, I'm interested in that matchup. But, I mean, when you look at the Clippers, players like Terrence Mann, you look down that bench some more, and you'll find, like Norman Powell, you'll see so many players down that Clippers bench that can have great games and interchangeable, tough defenders for Devin Booker. That's why I say, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how he performs as this series goes on. But, yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, though, about Russ and KD giving each other their flowers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.